We're here at the 2014 Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic in Columbus, Ohio for the very last time at the Veterans Memorial. I'm standing next to four-time Mr. Olympia Jay Cutler and three-time Mr. Olympia Phil Heath. Jay.
He's catching me.
He's on his way. He's on his way. Jay, Dennis Wolf walked away with the win this time. Is that the way you saw it?
Absolutely. No question.
Was that a better Dennis, better than the Olympia? What do you think?
You know what? I stood on stage with him, so it's hard for me to judge that. I mean, I hear different things. All I know is I know Dennis. Obviously, I train in Las Vegas. I see Dennis. I know he was really he's really focused on winning this show. I feel that he fell victim of wrong placing at the Olympia. I thought he should have been second. And it's just it's kind of redemption here.
Phil, it was a two-man race, Shawn Rhodes and Dennis Wolf. How did you see it?
Definitely going into the show, I had those two pegged at the top two, and that's how it played out. Congratulations to Dennis Wolf. He was able to get the monkey off his back. He answered a lot of criticism as far as placing top three at the Olympia, and then coming back after placing second of the year. And then getting that title. I mean, that's something that even I hadn't done. I placed there second before, and just to see the look on his face as he was able to win, that was awesome. That has to feel really, really good. He put in a lot of hard work, as Shane said. And I just want to give the Arnold Classic champions his props. And Shawn looked great. He did a, he worked. We all work hard. Shawn worked his ass off. I know it. He did. I saw him at the Expo. I was like, man, I can tell. There's been improvements made. And what Dennis did had to do, he got the win.
There's nothing more Shawn could have done. He looked spectacular for the show. It just came down to a bigger Dennis Wolf beat a great Shawn Rhodes. I mean, he couldn't have looked, I don't think, any better. I think he came in like he should have, and obviously Dennis could have.
Cedric McMillan walks away with third place. Cedric, it's been talked about for years now with unbelievable potential. Did he fulfill his potential this time?
He didn't fulfill it, but he stepped up and he really he stood there with these guys. So we've been kind of waiting. Obviously, I've talked about his capabilities in the past. I think this show, he walked one step closer to those capabilities, and he fell away with a deserved third here.
Fourth place, Victor Martinez, coming off of 7 months college last year, coming back to New York. A very much in shape Victor, but a much smaller Victor. Coming back at the Olympia, bigger Victor, but not as conditioned as he was in New York. How did you see Victor this time?
I have to give him his props because he's staying relevant. And he went against a lot of tough guys. I mean, guys that, in a way, shouldn't beat him, and he's right there, challenging him. And I got to give him his props, man. I mean, he won that show, back in 07. He's been a champion ever since. He's been left for dead, literally out of the industry. And then right when you count him out, he's back in the top 5 again. And it's not like he didn't belong up there. You got to face it. I mean, we got a Brand Sworn that's won the show twice too. Victor, you got Dennis Wolf, placed top 3 at the Olympia. Shawn Rhodes placed top 3 at the Olympia. I mean, these are champions. These are awesome guys. So to see him, maybe not be at his all-time best, but to see him stay relevant and get some killer poses, man. I mean, I was watching that pose down, and it was really a treat to be able to watch him flow like that. It was really nice. His skin texture was awesome. His presentation, I thought, was great. And I'm a fan of Victor, so it's always good to see him on that stage.
Emerson DeParty, you go way back with Evan. You know Evan for a long time. Comes out in fifth place. Evan, personally, I think he was in shape. I think it was a good Evan. It was a better Evan than at the Olympia last year. How did you see Evan?
A lot of poses I thought, I think he improved from the backside in his back shots. The problem is that I just think his lower half, my understanding, he was a little flatter this morning. I didn't get to see the pre-judging. I thought, like I said, he has some stellar poses, and, he just, Evan's just going to, we keep saying it, but he's just going to keep improving. He's able to fight these guys. Obviously, from the side, he just needs a little more depth. I thought, he's working great on his posing routine, which he's been criticized for. His presentation, I thought, I was impressed with the posing routine. But definitely a disappointment for Evan here. He was talked about as a front runner for this show. We talked about 2 guys in front of him. between Martinez and McMillan that really weren't even front runners in this contest. Where Evan, really was looking at as one of the top guys. So definitely a disappointment to him.
Branch Warren rounding up the top 6. Branch came here thinking he's going to make it 3. What do you think was the problem? What Branch did you see?
I definitely didn't see the best Branch Warren I've seen, and a lot of the times I don't get to see Branch Warren on the TV screen, or let alone, sitting in the stands, because I'm usually competing against him. It's got to be disappointing. I know Branch personally, traveling with him on tour. I mean, the guy is a champion. The guy is awesome. My heart goes out to him because I know that he works hard, and sometimes the body doesn't respond a certain way that you want it to. And that's what makes this job so difficult, because in a matter of a minute or an hour or a day, you can be looking great on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday morning, get up on stage, something bad happens. Jay and I have talked about that many times, and I think it's not over for Branch. I really believe in that, because the minute that the industry itself gave up on him after he got hurt, he came back and won 2 Arnolds. One. Yep, right. And that worked. I want to see him back. Maybe do another show this year.
But he has no choice.
Yeah, he has no choice. But I mean, no time off. Just go ahead, and I believe he's doing Australia. So,
he's going to Australia.
So I mean, I definitely think that's an opportunity for him to do whatever he needs to do.
Branch was out of the finals at the Olympia. He's out of the finals at the Arnold. Can Branch come back from that?
It's hard to say. This is the first year, like you said, he's competing next week. So it's the first time, if you really do the numbers, that Branch Warren hasn't qualified at one of the big events. He qualified, obviously, top 5 in Olympia last year. And of course, this year, he's out of the top 5 at the Arnold. So for him, it's uncharted territory for him. So can he come back? Yes, but it's not going to be at a level show such as the Arnold, or obviously with the Olympias ahead of, speaking way ahead. But I mean, a New York Pro, all these, he's going to have to hit one of these other smaller shows to even get the qualification.
Great show, great athlete. It was a good quality show compared to last year, where I think the lineup was much weaker than this time. Great top 6. Even the guys that didn't make top 6, like Ben Pekulski, who came out of first one up last year.
Yeah, huge.
Ben was the same.
Huge disappointment for him. I mean, to me, if you want to talk about disappointments of the show, as far, not speaking as the way he looked, but as far as placing last year second to fall now, I don't know what he ended up here. We'd have to look and see, but definitely a disappointment to him. I mean, but these other guys, there's, you got Tony in there, who's been, in the mix here before. I mean, the list goes on and on with these guys, but you got some new blood in there too. So
yeah, because when you look at last year, Ben Pekulski got second, Tony got third. Both didn't even make top 6 this year.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, Jay and I talked about this earlier. I mean, Ben's got to be thinking, I got to get my ass back in that gym. I got to figure this out now, and I'm sure he'll be proactive.
I think he's competing next week, though, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's going to Australia.
But either way, you know that in order to rebound, you have to obviously give a damn about your success, and no one can care more about it than you. And I think that's what it comes down to. And he's got enough pride. We know that. So hopefully he can figure it out, because otherwise, man, it's almost like all for nothing. You get to that level, and then you're allowing other guys, like a Cedric. I mean, hat goes off to Cedric real quick. I mean, like Jay said, maybe not 100% of this potential that people put in front of him, but we all set a lot of expectations on certain guys. Right? It's not always fair, but Cedric's got his work cut out for him. Ben's got his work cut out for him. We all have these different levels of expectations, and hopefully we can achieve those potentials, so we can give the fans what they want, which is the guys at their very, very best at once.
Absolutely. So we're going to wrap this up here. 2014 Arnold Classic wrapped up for 4-time Mr. Olympia, Jay Cutler, and 3